We talk about the Lady Spartan way and the way that we're supposed to behave both on and off the court, what we expect if you're a Lady Spartan. That goes in line with, at the end of the year, we have a Lady Spartan of the Year award, and the girls will vote on who they feel like is, the most exemplary player that exemplifies what we want and being a Lady Spartan. I think a lot of it is just effort, hard work, dedication, being a part of a family, being a part of something that's bigger than all of us. I want to respect our history of Lady Spartan basketball, the great tradition that we've had here. We spend a great deal of time talking about past players, past tournament success, just great people that's been through here. And I think also just being a good student, being a good family member, and hoping that they make good decisions both here and outside of basketball. We've been very blessed to have a lot of good players come through here. I've been very blessed since I've been the head coach. Tiara Huntsman at Gardner-Webb playing right now. Mandy McDivitt just graduated from Butler, had a very good career there. Laura Richards graduated from Valpo, had a great career there. We've had a lot of very good ball handlers for us. And you go back and you look, April McDivitt, you got Shayna Sparks. We just have had a list, Missy Taylor. A lot of Division I players. We've had a lot of girls play at Division II, Division III level as well. And that's just something that we want to try to continue to carry on. Mentally, I just think you need to come in every day with the right attitude that I'm going to work hard. Mentally, I may not always feel well, but I'm going to come in here and go as hard as I can. Just be mentally prepared to be ready to play each and every game. Really concentrate and focus on what we're trying to get across for the week. And that varies based on what our opponents are going to be for the next few games or whatever it may be, but they've just got to be in tune with what's going on and a lot of concentration, a lot of focus. I know I'm a lot of business at times, but I don't think I'm overbearing. You know what I mean? I think you can be relaxed to the point of, I don't think they have to worry about making mistakes, and I'm going to always yell and scream at them. If you're making the same mistake over and over and over, I'm going to start to get upset. But I think, especially maybe off the court, in the locker room, I'm a lot different. I think the girls can relax, we can have fun, we can joke with each other, and they know that that's okay. But on the floor, we need to get our work done, and so, it is hard. 2.5 hours, 2 hours a night of concentration after a full 8-hour day of school. And then you have to go home and get your homework done, etc. And the girls have always done a very good job in the classroom. And it's not easy, but I'm hoping that they're here for a reason. They want to be here and that they want to get better and they want to basically win. In order to do that, I've got to put in my hard work and my concentration and focus and make sure that I'm getting better. Last year we finished third in the conference. It came down, we had 2 losses and it came down to the last week. And so we were in the upper third of the conference, and I think that's where we should be at again. I think we need to be undefeated going into the last 2 weeks of the season where we play East Central and Rushville in the same week. That is a goal of ours, and I think the same is for sectional. I think we can be competing for it. Last year we drew Mount Vernon in the first game, and they have 2 major Division I recruits on their team and a couple of very good other players. And on paper and in most people's minds, they are much better than we are. I mean, it's just a fact. They're better than us. But we competed and we held a lead for 3+ quarters against them, and we shouldn't have. But our girls believed that they should be there and they could compete, and that's what we hope for, that we continue to get better, and when you get in that tournament time, that anything can happen. And I think that we should be slightly better than we were last year. Yeah, I think we should be a little bit better because of our experience now. Amanda Cobb and Ashley Coker are juniors now, who last year they played a lot as sophomores and first time really playing any varsity. And so they have experience now, and with Taylor and Courtney, that's going to help us out a lot. And Taylor does a tremendous job of handling the ball, cuts our turnovers down, which keeps us in ball games. And with our experience, we should be better. But I have, after that, not too many people at all that's ever had any varsity experience. So it's going to be a learning curve for a little bit, and they're just going to get thrown in there. You know, starting Friday night, they're going to go right in, and I'm going to play them all and see where we go from there.
I expect the season to go pretty well. It could be scary at times because we're so young, but I think we'll handle it pretty well.
I think we should do pretty well. We should be better than last year. We should probably come top 3 in our conference at least, and hopefully win sectionals.
To prepare for the season, we've done a lot of conditioning, a lot of shooting drills just to get us back in shape and to get us back to where we were at the end of the season last year. And been going over a lot of the plays, trying to get the younger girls to know them better. Me specifically, I've been working on driving to the basket more, not relying on the 3 so much, trying to drive the lane and attract defenders.
I've been trying to use more fakes, slow my game down because sometimes I get in a rush. To keep the team together and bring in my own leadership, I'm just going to kind of, when there's any drama, just settle it. Just make sure the girls know everything, all the plays, all the defensive plays. Make sure everything's clear and so everyone knows what exactly to do.
To show leadership more, I'm going to communicate with my teammates more, such as the younger girls, showing them what to do. Like if they're confused on a play, I'll show them how to run it. In the games, I'll tell them what positions they need to be in and just try to help them get better.
The basketball program here at Connersville, I think, definitely has helped me for my collegiate level. I've learned how to become a leader a lot better, learned how to communicate. Coach Thompson has helped me get through those things.
I've had some really great coaches over the years being here, and especially Coach Thompson. He's prepared me very well.
Things that we really want to improve throughout the year is we need to foul a lot less, and we need to get to the foul line a lot more. And we're talking that could be a difference of 4 to 6, 8 points a ball game. Our transition defense needs to improve, and that means more, not so much as we are in transition, it's our reaction time. We have a bad habit of we shoot and miss. When our opponent gets the rebound, we hesitate. And then that little hesitation gets us beat down the floor, and we have to just react immediately and get back. And I think we just need that improvement of who's going to step up and be the difference in the scoring that we lost from last year, and who's going to step up. We need another outside shooter outside of Courtney, and who are those people going to be? I think we may surprise a couple people is what I'm really hoping. And we did last year. I thought we won 2 or 3 games last year, like I mentioned earlier with the Mount Vernon. We should have lost. The other team was just, they were better than us, and that's not condemning our girls at all. The other team was just, had more talent. And we came out a couple of those games and we won, and that's what I hope that we can continue to this year, because like I said, I hope that we're a little bit better. And I hope that we really get after it on defense like we've had the last couple of years. And some people have had trouble scoring against us, and they get frustrated. So that's where I really hope that we can get to.
I really want to win another sectional. The sectional we won, I was hurt and didn't get to play in, so I'm really excited for this sectional to try to win it again.
We just have to play hard, play our game. I mean, if not, it's definitely going to be hard, but I think we have a shot.
I remember being a little girl and looking at all the girls playing out there and just knowing how excited I'd be when I got my chance to play in there. And it's just an awesome feeling, there's nothing better than playing in the bowl.
No, I really enjoy doing this job. I really enjoy working with the girls, and like I said, I'm very happy to be a part of the program that's had such rich tradition, such great players, and I do everything I can, every year to keep that tradition alive and keep going. And I think that we've done a pretty good job of doing that so far.
1, 2, 3, beat the Marauders!
We've had a really successful last 6 or 7 years. Last year we was 16-5. We lost a whole bunch of seniors, but they finished pretty good. We had this year and last year our problem is filling all the weight classes, and you have to fill all 14 weight classes to do well, especially during conference sectional against better teams. That's been the problem so far this year, is filling weight classes. You can't, we don't have a 26, 32, or a 220, and we don't have backups, so it's hard to move people around. So we just got to hope matchups are good and try. You can usually rotate a weight class or 2, but they can't move up no more than 2 weight classes. So kind of stuck with what you have. But overall, I was pleased with the kids that we had. It'll be a tough year. We'll be up and down. You know, injuries will kill us if we have any, because we are very, very light and pretty young, other than the 3 seniors that we have. Colton and Bunch, Brooke, they wrestle all summer. They've been dedicated to wrestling. There are 2 leaders. They both are going to get 100 career wins, which is very hard to do in high school. They're going to have to be our leaders this year, and they've stepped up pretty good so far.
I expect them to, you know, follow as I do. I try to motivate them in the best way that I can. You know, I just try to get them working hard. I try to work hard and lead by example. So when I'm down in the wrestling room, I try to work hard, and you know, hopefully they see me working hard and they recognize that, and then they see, you know, it makes them want to work hard too. So most of the thing that I think that I can do to help them and steer them in a positive direction is, you know, lead by example, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Having a positive attitude after I lost my first match really showed them that, you know, it's okay to lose, but you just got to bounce back from that. And you have to know that you have that opportunity to win your next one.
We expect the same from him. He had a first good weekend, 5-0. His strengths is his quickness. It's very hard for kids to score on him because his quickness and athletic ability. His thing is he's got to stay focused this year because he'll be one of the wrestlers that we will move up and down in weight classes trying to win. So he'll probably end up getting the better wrestler every time, which will only help him later. But yeah, we expect big things from Colton.
I feel like state this year will be a rough one again, just as it was last year. I do think I have another shot again. You know, sectionals and regionals, you know, that's not really the hard part of the whole journey of getting to state. The hardest part is semi-state, where we have teams that we have never wrestled before. A bunch of Indianapolis teams that will come down to Newcastle and they'll wrestle. I think that I do have a shot getting to state again, and I think that you know, it's a very achievable goal for me, and you know, I'm just going to work my butt off to get there. I feel like I did improve, but the thing that, you know, kind of hurts me and separates me from other wrestlers that have wrestled completely year-round, I think some things that separates me from them is, you know, they never left the mat. I had to leave the mat because of football. Football started, so I had to step off the mat there for, you know, 2 to 3, maybe 4 months and longer, and you know, where they kept wrestling, I didn't, because I had to step off for football, and I think that separates them from me. But hopefully all the work that I put in over the summer and the work that I'm trying to put in now will either catch me back up or put me a step ahead of them, and I'm just trying to just be the best I can be.
Like I said, we are young, so physically we're all going to be a little, I guess, weaker than some other teams that have juniors and seniors, strong lineups. But it's going to be their heart and how hard they work on the mat, the desire to win, not to get pinned. So, you know, they got to do that, and they have to try to learn to get better each week in practice. And that's where, to me, by sectional time, if they don't want to get better at practice, then we're going to have a very poor year. But so far, after the first weekend, I see positive. They want to get better. They was embarrassed. So I think mentally they're pretty tough.
Well, for the team, I'm hoping that we're gonna get a bunch of wins. It's coming off as a rocky start because we got so many young guys, but I think that they can push through. I've had guys forfeit to me a lot, and then I've had girls at school call me names because of it, and it just drives me to be better. I don't know. It gives me a reason to be the best I can because I want to prove everybody wrong. I have to be better with my technique than they are. If they have big muscles, I have to learn how to adjust to it. If they're going to try and throw me, I have to know, okay, 2 steps ahead of them, how I'm going to have to get out of that. Yeah, my gender plays a role, but I just came there like every other wrestler to wrestle, and that's all I want to do. And when someone forfeits against me, it makes me angry, and I'm like, just let me wrestle, you know what I mean?
After this first weekend, it's going to be a tough year. I just was with the kids before practice, and realistic, I'm not going to, give them something that's not going to be true. But it's going to be a tough year if you're going to give up 3 forfeits every weekend. It's going to be hard to win as a team. And like I said, we got some good individual wrestlers, and really in wrestling, when you get through sectional, it's all individual anyway. There's no more team events. But it's going to be a tough year. We're trying to figure out who can wrestle, who can cut some weight to at least fill 1 or 2 of these spots. So that's what we're going to be working on next couple weeks.
It's flown by. It's went really fast, and I want to make my last year, the best year that it can be, and I want to make it a memorable one. And it's harder, with some of the seniors that have left, and some of the ones that you've got close since your sophomore or freshman year. But I want to make this one, the best one that can be, and hopefully it will be.
It's like bittersweet. Like, I'm so excited because I have such high ambitions for myself, but at the same time I'm so sad because it's like coming to an end.
Most of the time we are away, but if you can catch us, come watch us, and it'll be exciting wrestling at least.
Well, they're here every day, every evening, for 2 hours a night and 3 mornings a week for an hour and a half, and then on Saturdays they're here for 2 to 3 hours. So it takes a lot of toll on their body. They'll start wearing down really quick here. You get sick a lot if you're not, ready to go and taking vitamins and taking better care of yourself. So it's a big toll on their body. Swimming's probably the toughest sport on your body there is.
You have to be really committed to be a swimmer because we're here 6 days a week, and 3 of those days we're here twice, 5:45 in the morning and then after school. And it's really tiring, so you really have to want it, and you just have to be a good team player.
Time, that's what you got to put in. It's a lot of times, 3 morning practices, practice Monday through Saturday. A lot of time you have to put in, a lot of effort you have to put into swimming. It's one of the hardest sports by far.
Being a swimmer is a huge commitment just because of the amount of time that we swim in the water and the workouts that we do outside of the water. We have 2 practices a day for 3 days a week, and then the other days just 1 practice in the water, and then we also practice on Saturdays. Practices last for like 2 hours in the water, so we definitely spend a lot of time and get a lot of yards in at practice.
We normally get 5,000 to 6,000 yards a night in, which is it's 1650 for a mile. So you multiply that, you're getting about 4 miles of swimming in a night, roughly. And then morning we get probably 2 miles. So we're getting 5, 6, 7 miles a day in swimming wise, and we do some dry land. So they're getting a lot on their body right now.
I just try to put 100% effort in what I'm doing. I think what you put into is what you get out of it. So personally, I just try to give it my all, and just 100% effort.
I think it'll be hard for us to have the same success that we have in the past this season because we did lose 3 really good seniors, and our numbers aren't as high. We need more girls filled meet, but we are doing our best with the numbers we have. We have 10 swimmers and 3 divers, so we're really low, but normally we don't lose too many meets, but now we just don't really have the numbers to fill every event, so it's just hard to get those points that really matter in a meet.
You still approach it the same way. You're going after win. They just got to step up more often. Last year we had several good girls. If someone wasn't on their game that night, the other 8 or 10 were. This year they got to step up every night, and for the most part they're doing that. Last night was our first defeat to Centerville. They have about 19 girls to our 10, and we lost by 6 points. But we gave away a relay last night, and I could have set it up a little better to prepare for it. But a loss is not always bad sometimes. So I think they're 5-1 now, or 4-1 now. So we're competing against 20 girls every night and doing pretty good with it.
I expect everyone to improve greatly because I think Daryl's a great coach, and I think we can do it. And I expect everyone, when we get to sectional, to try their very best and just see what happens.
The boys' side is it's all a game to them, man. If you can make it be a competition, they'll do it every night. We line up our relays now where we swim ourselves and have to challenge each other, and it's all a game to them. The more fun and the harder you can make it, the better it is for them, because it's just competition for them. So they're going to do good things this summer. I mean, this program, so it'll be fun.
At this point, I think anything's possible for sure, especially with how us boys come together, and we're all so competitive, so I think we can do anything we put our minds to.
This season actually has gone great. These juniors or the sophomore and juniors have really stepped up, and I feel like we can almost do better than we have all my 3 years, just because of we have so many boys that are good. We have a lot of quality on this team, and I feel like this year we can win sectionals this year, and it's our best chance to win sectionals is this year. So it's a pretty good team this year, no doubt.
This season, we are going to East Central Relays. I expect to win that with the boys. The girls just don't have the numbers. Conference, we have it here at home. I think it'll be a disappointment if we don't win that, and if we don't get top 2 at sectional, it'll be a disappointment. You know, they're that good. They have great senior leadership also.
Well, if the boys keep putting the effort that they're putting in right now, there's no doubt in my mind we won't win the sectionals.
You know, I think that attitude's a big thing for us. We talk about how you earn playing time, and it's your attitude, it's your work ethic, and it's your execution. Those are 3 areas that, you know, we're trying to evaluate the kids, and we all have different perspectives as coaches. We don't always agree, but when we finally settle on something, you know, we go to the game and we're all on the same page. But we emphasize attitude every day, whether it's as a student, as a young man at home, or as a member of our basketball program. There's the saying that we pass on to the kids, and I think I put it on the calendar every year, that your attitude will ultimately determine your altitude. Or, you know, we're preaching to the kids things about your attitude's either the lock or the key to the door of success. And I believe that wholly as a coach, and we try to impress that upon our players. I just think there's a lot of things that you can accomplish with the right attitude, and there's a lot of things you can't get accomplished if you go about it with the wrong attitude. Body language is the same thing as attitude, how you carry yourself. And it's not about you, it's about us, and it's about the team. And I think some of that's mental toughness, when you can put yourself to the side, yet you understand it's about the team and not you. And that's hard for young men. It was, I'm sure, for me when I was a youngster, but you know, we have teachers and we have coaches and we have parents, and hopefully we're all preaching the same thing. You don't have to be a scorer, you don't have to make shots. There's different roles that can allow you to be on the team and contribute. So you're looking for kids that can fit a role, whether they be a rebounder, a defender. Obviously we like to have tall kids, but sometimes that's beyond our control. We have no control over that. If you're athletic, you know, you probably get an extra look, even if you're not as skilled fundamentally, just because of your athleticism. And then if you have skill, if you've worked on your game, those things stand out in the tryouts. I think you can watch a kid dribble, you can watch a kid do ball handling, and you can see if they've been putting some time in or not. And then obviously if you can shoot the basketball, there's probably a space for you on the team. It just seems like in today's game and age, there's not as many kids that can just flat shoot and stroke the basketball. So most of what we look for is skill, body type, and athleticism would be things that we're looking at.
I've been working a lot on my dribbling and my driving, because I can shoot, but it's easy to guard just a shooter. You have to be able to do multiple things. And I've also been working on my defense.
I think I need to score a little bit more to help get the pressure off Tyler and Todd, and just to get the ball where it needs to be.
If we're facing someone really big, and we're not, we have to play physical, number one, as physical as the referees will allow us, and we have to give help as we can. But there's ways you can overcome a lack of size, and it's with fundamentals. You know, blocking out, getting an extra foot on your block out. If they're big, hopefully you're quick, you know, pull them away from the basket, those types of things. Some of it becomes strategy and how you're going to compete against them. Maybe if you're playing against someone that's really quick, you play a zone. And if you're playing against someone that's really big and you don't think you can give the help in a man defense, you change their zone defense. We don't do that very much. We normally play man, but it just comes about strategy and tweaking what you're doing to overcome those things that you don't have. And you try to turn your weaknesses into strengths, and your strengths hopefully will play to our strengths. But I think we've been able to do that pretty well. Last year we weren't very big, and we still rebounded with most teams, or were very close to them. We don't have a back-to-basket game, and we haven't had since I've been here. And by that I mean a big aircraft carrier inside. And I'd like to have one, but we don't have one. So we play a lot of 5 out on offense. We play a lot of 4 out on offense. We'll spread the floor. But there's some things you don't get when you don't have that size on offense or defense. We don't command a double team in the post because we don't have someone in there that's posting up. And it makes it a little bit tougher, but we can still get it done by giving help from the perimeter on big offensive players.
Out of this season, I'd say I want definitely a winning record and just have a great time with all my teammates, and maybe get a sectional at the end. That'd be awesome.
I think if we take care of the ball better and limit our turnovers, that would give us a better shot, because we're pretty good defensively, I think, again, and the more we have the ball, we should be able to get some more points and not have it so low scoring that we have to worry about defense every play. So
this year's leader, I'd like to just show what to do during wins and losses and help the team get better in any way possible, definitely.
Yeah, if I'm smart with my passing and keep care of the ball, then that should help us limit turnovers.
Turnovers is always probably number one on my list. We have to take care of the ball. I'm hoping we do a good job this year. We have 3 perimeter players returning. We're going to miss our 2 forwards, and we're going to return our point guard and our 2 wings. So I'm hoping that'll be a strength for us. It's a big thing for us because we're playing a lot of lower possession games, and the more turnovers you have in less possession games, they're that much more valuable. Whereas if you were getting 80 possessions and you had 15 turnovers, it's not as big a deal. It's still a big deal to a coach, but if you have a 40 possession or a 45 possession game and you turn over 15 times, that's a third of your opportunities versus 12% of them. So turnovers is number one. I think for us to be successful, we have to shoot the ball well. Just because we don't have that inside game, you don't get to the free throw line when you don't throw it inside as much. You don't get the closer looks at the basket, so we'll need to shoot it well. We bring back Ty Miller, who shot 44% from the three-point line. Tyler Billups, who shot 40% from the three-point line. I think Bo is going to help us. Grant stepped up. I think Michael scored in a little bit different way. So, but we'll have to shoot the ball well. And then a staple must be for us that we defend and rebound every night. And if we limit our turnovers, even if we don't shoot the ball well, but we defend and rebound, we'll have a chance in every game we play.
Playing in the bowl is one of the best feelings you could have with all the fans and just the tradition with it. And I'm looking forward to another year playing in it, well, my last year.
I think the season will just be a lot of fun, definitely. A lot of people be surprised what we can do. I think we'll have an amazing year, honestly.
You know, we've got a great group of kids. I hope people come out and support them. And I say that genuinely, and I say that sincerely. We have really good kids in our basketball program. I'm excited about this season because of how well we played last year. We returned 3 starters. If we can just get them to, it's a new season, you never know what to expect. But I think if we can buy into our roles, then we're going to have another very good season this year.
On the baseline, man open is 24. He's got a 3-pointer by 24, Tyler Billups.